Now in this example survey that we have created, we would like to add a field where the user can specify the species of the tree. If you want to do this, you can do it for example, even with a text attribute, but with a text attribute, of course, the user can type whatever he wants. You can also have type of errors or things like this. You can do it with a code attribute, but it would be better to use something that in Arena is called the taxon attribute. That is more specific for this kind of things, to select the species name, because it will show to the user a sort of autocomplete field where the user can start typing something, and he can select from a list of possible matching items. So in order to do this, let's go here to the tree table, press the plus icon, and select taxon attribute. Taxon, we give it a name, tree species, and we create a new taxonomy. For this I keep the label shorter. Let's create a new taxonomy. For this let's call the taxonomy tree species, because this taxonomy will store the list of possible species for the trees. In Arena now the only way to insert a species is to import it from a CSV file. In this case, if you want, in the description of the video you will find a link where you can download the example species that I'm importing now. In the future, when you will want to modify as an existing taxonomy, you will have to export the taxonomy, modify the CSV file, and import it again into Arena. Okay, I'm selecting now the species to import. Import process will start. This is the species that I have imported. The mandatory field in the CSV file are code, genus, scientific name. If you want, you can also specify a family, and you can specify other fields that can be used in expressions. We'll see later how to use them. In this case I have a field, for example, for the average height for that species. That value, this value can be used to validate, for example, the height of the tree, and to check that this height doesn't exceed the average height for that species. You can show a warning to the user in that case. You can also import species with vernacular names. For example, now I'm importing another species with some vernacular names. You see, this is a species. I have a vernacular name in English. I have some vernacular names in Swahili. So if the user in the field doesn't know the scientific name of the species, but he knows only the local name or the vernacular name in the local language, he can search for the species typing the vernacular name, and he will find the correct species. Okay, now let's close this editor. Let's go back to the form designer, save, go back. Always save the changes, don't forget to save. If you want to rearrange, to sort the fields in the table, you can just drag the columns in this way. For example, I want to put the species before the DPH of the tree, so the user will insert the values in this order. Let's try to make a preview of the survey. Let's go to the plot form. Let's add a new line for the tree. Here is our field for the species. for example, you can start type something, you see the matching species. If you know the vernacular name, you can type the vernacular name and match the correct species in this way.